Hello and welcome back. I'm bballjo, and this is a special interview with the founder of 3 Division, Peter Adamcik. And 3 Division, of course, is the developer behind Workers and Resources Soviet Republic, the game that we all love and got to cherish. Peter, thanks for doing this and welcome aboard.
Thank you very much for inviting to this interview. And I need to say sorry for my English. I'm not native speaker, and I'm a really bad speaker. And I better know C++ than English language. So sorry.
That's awesome. I can hear you just fine, and your English sounds great. And as a fellow foreigner, this will work just fine. All the questions that you will hear are from you guys. I ask you for just putting your questions in on Discord and on Patreon and on YouTube and all those places. I try to compile all of them into something that we can ask. We came up with 50 questions, so this will probably not be a single interview thing. So hopefully this will be a reoccurring series. And if there are other things that you want to ask, please put them down in the comments, and we will get to them as soon as we can. Peter, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Our first question comes from Shalwa. And I'm probably saying those names wrong, but that I hope you can forgive me. Who came up with the idea behind Workers and Resources? And then there was a little note, which was, there's a rumor. Is it true that they just enjoyed the map editor for Hind and turned it into a game?
Okay, so first, who came up with the idea? I was come with the idea because I was sole single developer that time. So I just walking around and I get idea about transport game, and then thinking about this idea and making ideas in my head. And about this rumor, it's not true because it was like maybe 8 years from now into the past when I was thinking about. Uh, I was previously making game for publishers, and I wanted to start make game as indie developer and thinking about what kind of game I should do. And that time I have idea for Soviet Republic, but I decided to make Admissions Hind. But it was like I see the advantage that Admissions Hind have same theme like Soviet Republic. There is some graphics you can use in Admissions Hind, and then you can use it in Soviet Republic. So it was like to plan to save some money, and yes, the map in Admissions Height is same. It's same, but it was like first it was like test map, but then it turns why not make it normal final map? So it remains in Soviet Republic.
Okay, so the common theme and the plan for making Workers and Resources led to Hind. And were you able to reuse as much as you were hoping for?
No, no, that's aside of it was like almost all graphics, but then when I started to put together the game, I realized that maybe some prefab apartments and maybe some road graphics, and okay, terrain is terrain it's only on one. It's just few models about Soviet theme. But good was I have the graphic engine putting together, and there was many things ready like terrain and skies and so on and so on. So but from this Soviet setup, only I think the prefab apartments and maybe a few more things we used, not so much.
Okay. So was the experience more with developing Hind that you gained experience and you knew how to do things better after you were down and you were able to use that experience in workers and resources, or even not that so much?
Yes, it was like Admissions Hind was selected as for me as first indie title because I have many experience from development of arcade flying sims, and I was afraid about development of real-time strategy. I not have experience previously, so I wanted to be secure and release first easier game, and then go to more complicated and more expensive game because as single developer I don't have so much money and resources for development.
So it sounds like you were trying to do the easy one, then go to the complicated game, but instead of going to the complicated game, you went over the top global complication with
Yes.
workers and resources. That's great. You mentioned something about the game engine. I will just ask the next question because that's part of this. Did you build the game engine from scratch? Mr. Dasher asked that, and I believe you know Mr. Dasher. So he's also curious about what language you wrote it in.
Yes, I know Mr. Dasher. It's guy behind the Workers and Resources wiki. It's when I first time see it, it's so massive thing. Okay, about this question, it's interesting question. Yes, this game using the engine written from the scratch. It's done in C++ and DirectX 11, and there is maybe some story because why we using our own engine. It's because when I'm making the arcade fly sims, it was like this engine is almost 10 years 10 years old. 10 years from now in the past I started to making this engine we are using, and in that time there was no Unreal 5 or Unity. They exist, but it was just beginning of those engines, and they don't have optimizations for big landscapes. And when I'm making flying games, I need to have big landscapes. So the own engine was only one option, and I started to make like 10 years ago this engine. Then I make one flying game for publisher. Then I make Admissions Hind, and then Soviet Republic.
That is a long time, a lot of dedication to get to this point. That's awesome.
Yes.
And everything C++. I think the last time I wrote that was in college, and knowing what I know now, I don't think I want to go back. So kudos to you for sticking with that.
It's like for me if I try to use C# or some scripting engine, it's for me it's better C++. It's like when I come to another language, it's where are pointers, or it's like
Yes, the little black boxes that do everything for you. Where in C++, you gain nothing or you get nothing, but you can do everything. It's
yes.
it's just the control piece. Yeah, no, I get it. That's awesome. That sounds, yeah, just again, that dedication, just, I salute you. Peter, the next question. Is there a plan to add a sort by year option in the vehicle list? I would prefer to buy newest vehicles in the game. and it's kind of hard to find them. It's asked by Game Borrow.
Okay, for this, uh, we don't have plans for this because this thing is already done in the new version. You can sort by, I think, year and also speed of vehicle, cost, many things, and already I make some tweaking on vehicle cost or cargo capacity, and this was a very good thing to see which vehicle is more best capable, which have maximum speed, which cost much. So we add many options about sorting vehicles in the next update.
Okay, that's awesome. That brings me to a question of my own. For a lot of vehicles, or just things in general in the game, it seems like there is a clear relationship between cost of raw resources, work days that would go into it, building it yourself, and then the cost of the vehicle that comes out. But then there's also hidden things like capacity, vehicle width and length. Sometimes it doesn't fit onto the open the flatbeds or other things. How much of that is dynamic? Because speaking about mods, you sometimes see mods that are, oh yeah, this is like vanilla. This is like a vanilla setup. And sometimes you see mods that are just completely outlandish and it's like, how does this even happen? Does the game steer all of that? Do you give a little bit of freedom? Are you trying to make it more dynamic? You just say, okay, I want this vehicle to have a capacity of 25 tons. It can go 35 miles per hour. Um, how do you get to the values that you have in the game right now? I guess what I'm really asking is the balancing. How do you get there?
Yes, I try to make so less balancing, it's like make it automatically. But vehicle cost is automatically, but but vehicle capacity and the vehicle maximum speed is not dynamic. It's defined in the vehicle type, and yes. I think 1 week ago there was released a video about how unbalanced are some vehicles capacities, and the guy sent us also the changes script. I was go through those script, make some edits, and try at least some make some basic balancing. But it's kind of tricky because some vehicles have powerful engines, and they cost. Many things you need to consider. I think like if how old is vehicle, how expensive is vehicle, and so on. So we try to balance it, but it's like this is hard defined. Maximum speed, cost of vehicle, uh, power of engine, and from power of engine and the the weight of vehicle is calculated the cost of vehicle. I think something like that.
Okay, so what I hear is there's a lot that goes into making this all work, and it sounds like you're taking suggestions from the community. I mean, I don't know who sent you the script, but it sounds like you're considering them, which I think is all we can ask for.
Sorry, I don't understand your question.
Okay. I was saying you were pulling, or someone contacted you about a script of the imbalancing of some of the
Yes,
vehicles,
yes.
and you considered that script, as in you said you went through them or through that script and made some edits and actually tried to use it. I'm assuming that person that sent you that script is not part of the development team, so it's part of the
Yes.
community.
No. It's not. It's. I first accidentally see the video on the Facebook group, and I realized it's like 2 hours old, and I downloaded the scripts to see the changes, but then I checked the support, and the guy sent those files also on support. But I go through and also tweak those values a bit, and hopefully it will be better.
Do you feel like by the end of the game, or at the time of release, 1.0 release, do you feel like there is a lot of tweaking that will happen along those lines for like vehicle capacities and speed and building productions and those things, or do you feel more confident that the way the balancing is right now is not that far off from what you want it to be?
I think maybe it's like there are a ton of things need to be done, and it's like mm, I think the please players complain it's if something is unbalanced and so on, and we will we will fix it. It's like it's like that. But I think we're just going and listening the players what is bad, and we will fix it. I think this about this capacity, it was really thing needs to be fixed, but we will see if there are more. I I I don't know maybe what next, but simple tell us,
Yeah,
please.
I did see those responses from you in the Steam discussion boards where people are just normal complaining on an early access game, and every time you just say, okay, please tell me exactly what's wrong. Please tell me, I want to fix it. I think that's great, and I know you're very active, especially on the Steam Discord, to a lot of people when they have problems. So that's awesome. Thanks for doing that. Next question, Peter. Are there any plans to expand on logistics gameplay to add things like wait times for vehicles or logic around when to send vehicles on lines? For example, seasonal lines like winter lines when you don't want people to go to the farms or to do something crop related. If Y is full, go to X instead of Z. Would also have greater control over what to pick up from stations. I'm assuming this has to do with vehicles, like what types of vehicles, what vehicle, um, specific vehicles, maybe containers, like all that stuff. This was asked from Dust GL.
Yes. Uh, for this about some expand logistic gameplay about wait times. It's like for now not. We not have plans for this. Also these seasonal lines not, but at least we have already implemented the way how you can now control which exactly vehicle types you will load on the flatbed, and also containers. You can exactly say containers with loaded with crops or something. You can specify which resource they have loaded. So at least this one we have already, and you will enjoy soon. In
Soon.
the
Okay, so it's in development right now. It got me really excited because I can tell you one of the biggest pet peeves I have of workers and resources is the click heaviness when you want to replace your own vehicles. It is. If I cannot automate that, if I can't just have one place where all my vehicles are that I want to send, I don't want to do it. I'd rather just click the okay, just buy a new one. I don't care. But that's awesome, especially with the new maintenance stuff. I think this will be super helpful and super.
or maybe we made this because I can disclose maybe my colleagues will not kill me because we with maintenance we will make also possibility to get old vehicles, used vehicles, like you can buy not new vehicles but used vehicles, some kind of uh, cheaper used vehicles, and also you can you will able to transport vehicles, make like now if you have a brand new vehicle, you can transport it and store it in these storages. But now it will be possible to make from any vehicle the used vehicle, and also transport and store it in those special storages.
Wow,
So
that that is awesome. That's one of the bigger ones that I wanted. I'm glad it's coming. Thanks for sharing that with us. That's great. Okay, next question. I am
okay.
planning to visit Slovakia to see the buildings in reality. I already know the location of the radio station at the Technical University. Where are the other buildings? Asked by Philip von Wagenrow.
Yes, this is a very nice question, because when I was dreaming that the game will be one day so much played and successful that someone will come to Košice or Slovakia and will visit those buildings. And it's like I need to make a map, I think, because there is many buildings in the Košice. It's like many. I don't. The hospital is there, uranium mine, but it's not uranium mine. And don't worry, but there is many uranium around Košice, but it's not mined yet. And many buildings. And I think I will make when I will have when I will have time, make some map with where exactly are the buildings. And for now, you can check the Soviet Republic official Instagram. When I going somewhere and it's good weather, and I just shoot the building and make some post or so. So
Okay,
wait,
we got to make sure that we put that Instagram in the link below so people can actually find it. But yeah, I know you just started that recently. So
yes, it's like a small passion for me when I have time.
you're a photographer by choice. That's great. I think we're on to the very last question, and this one will be a personal one. Peter, do you play computer and or board games? Asked by Francesco Bocelli.
Uh, I don't play computer games at all, and also not board games. Uh, from the time when I started to make games, it's like 15 years ago. I stopped to play the games, so I not I play it maybe. If you need to check the competition games, I half hour I played Transport Fever, maybe half hour City Skyline. So I just for development game, I just using my experience from previous project, and the games which I played in my childhood, like SimCity 3000, 2000, and the old Transport Tycoon Deluxe. And I think that's all from the from the games like Soviet Republic. That's all I.
Makes sense. I mean, if you develop a game as a trade, then playing games is probably not as fun as if you're not developing games and just can relax for developing games. Unless, of course, you're German and you like to work and simulate the same thing. There are many memes online that someone can post below that will prove that theory. And as a German myself, I can confirm. You said something that made me want to ask this question real quick. Are you afraid of the City Skylines 2 announcement?
I saw the announcement, and I think we are not afraid. We are we have some plans for new project, and also I have personally bigger plans, not only for the next project but also for the another project. The same situation like with Emissions High in the Soviet Republic. So we have now to make the game on the Soviet Republic engine, something totally new. And then we have, I have, we have plans for the something bigger. And I don't know, City Skyline 2, it's like Transport Fever 1, Transport Fever 2, City Skyline 1, City Skyline 2. We will not make Soviet Republic 2. We will make again something totally different because we have ideas. We are creative.
I mean, that is fair enough. I hear you. A lot of sequels are really just the original, just a little shinier. So having some imagination, some creativity is worth a lot more. So that's awesome. Which was another question. Are there any plans for workers and resources too? You just answered that. No.
Yes, no plans for this, but again, same situation. Like I was curious about why the guys behind Tropico not make Soviet Republic something like Soviet Republic. Nobody discovered this or get idea about this, or nobody responsible who can make a game like this. But same thing, I have idea for the next project, and same thing. Why this game is not exist for now? I hope nobody will get it announced soon. And if yes, then we will have a competition. If not, we will again first, and it will be something like Soviet Republic, but different setup, and that's all. And I think it will be again interesting.
I am excited to hear and see more, but I know workers and resources is still not done yet, so
Yes,
there's still work to do.
it's a new project. Is only idea for now.
That's hey, sometimes that's all it takes, right? Oh, okay. Peter, I think this is our first session. Thank you very much for doing this. I hope I see you again next time. We'll see what cadence we do here, if we do every few weeks or whatever makes sense. But there are a lot more questions, guys. So we want to get through this. And if you have more questions on your own, please put them in the comments below so I can add them to the list. And hopefully we get to them. Peter, again, thank you very much for sitting through this. Really appreciate it, and wish you best of luck with the near future of developing the next big update. I know it's exciting, so we'll see how all that goes. Anything else from you?
Okay. Thank you also very much. Also appreciate, and also good luck with your channel and with new episodes on the new update.
Thank you, Peter. All right, I'll see you again next time. Bye bye.
Bye.